Brian, thank you. Great to have you with us here on the post-game show. Bob Lorenz and Devin Harris with you, and all we can say is, can we have more of that, please?
I mean, please, what a game.
Really a tale of two halves in which the Nets did enough to stay close in that first half, within 10. And then, as you said, second half team, the stars come to life. Yeah. And they came out of that locker room at halftime, Devin, with a different intent.
Yeah, they made the adjustments. You know, they corrected their mistakes in the first half. And this is a team that doesn't panic. I can't tell you how many games I've watched where first half they're down 16, 17, 18. I shut it off. I look in the third quarter and they're winning. And this, you know, speaks true. They don't panic when they're down. They keep working the game and make the corrections when needed.
And they were down by 18, actually, in the first half, but they rallied to win it 119-116. Let's take a look at what happened down the stretch as the Nets able to stay in this. Third quarter, they get right back in it. They take a lead. Fourth quarter, Scotty Barnes with the ball up top. Big fourth quarter for him. Drives, slams it over Kevin Durant. Then they call the T on Durant, and the Raptors cut the lead to 6.
Yeah, Kevin's got to keep his poise right there. The young fella kind of, you know, pushed him off with the dunk, had a few things to say. You know, Kevin responded. That was a big play. He's changed the momentum.
Following a Durant turnover, Pascal Siakam gets the layup to go. Raptors continue to fight. And then a few possessions later, the star of the game for them, Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, he's a big shot taker, and it was huge down the stretch. Had a great game all game long. This is a staple of his in transition, and he's been hitting those shots for, you know, a couple years now.
Other end of the floor, Yuta Watanabe. Nice little pump fake there, and then that extra pass underneath to Ben Simmons.
He was huge down the stretch. You know, they ran him off the line. He made a great play getting Ben Simmons a dunk right there.
VanVleet, the miss. Durant gets the ball up in transition, and just strong move. Great pass from Kyrie.
Team showed a lot of poise, you know, got stops when they needed and executed down the stretch to perfection.
And you're picking up the energy level at this point. Barnes goes through the contact, the finish, and one. Raptors actually take the lead at that point. And then Kyrie with the ball, going to get a shot he likes.
I mean, just smooth as butter. You know, understanding a way to get to a spot, keeping the guy on the side, and getting to his mid-range pull-up.
All right, so Nets up 111, 110. Toronto at the other end, and that's VanVleet right there.
Lack of execution there. Kevin didn't switch like he should have, give him a wide-open 18-footer.
Back they go. VanVleet on one end, Kyrie on the other.
I mean, watching two great point guards going at it. You know, two great games by both players.
And then Scotty Barnes working on Yuta Watanabe, just bullies his way in there, makes it 114, 113, but Yuta had an answer.
The play right here, Kyrie with a lot of, what's the word of the day? Trust.
Trust.
To Watanabe for the three. Like I said, he was huge down the stretch with the big three right there, and he's feeling it. That's the best revenge against your old team.
116, 114. Barnes made a couple free throws to tie it, and then here's the game winner from Kyrie.
I mean, Kyrie, everybody knows he wants to get to his spot. Creates the separation right there with the little step back, on balance, game over.
And who was on him? Fred VanVleet, the guy who had 39, the guy who had torched him. Let's take a couple more looks at that, and just the way he gets VanVleet off of him.
Yeah, he gets to a spot, you know, creates the separation, and VanVleet knew he messed it. I mean, and he's a six-gun shooter. I mean, you do not want to give Kyrie any kind of space in that situation, but he's so good at it, and string music.
It's just the way that he sets up and takes that final beat, right, to get the right shot.
Yeah, changes, you know, speeds really well, you know, sells them on the drive, you know, a little cross back with a step back, 1-2 into the rhythm, nothing you can do about it.
I'd mentioned taking that extra beat. He told Megan Triplett after the game the fact that his dad told him before the trip, he said, get your balance underneath you. It's exactly what he did on that play.
Yeah, you know, exactly. And they drew up the play. You know, talk about trust again. They trusted. Kevin Durant had a great game, but they put the ball in Kyrie Irving's hands to win the game. That's trust right there, and he gets rewarded.
So coming into this game, the Nets, we know, had won 4 straight, and based on that, they've done it by having really strong first quarters. This first half was pretty much all Toronto, so it's nice to see the way that they came in as closers in this game in a way and got the win.
Yeah, and Kyrie talked about the maturity. You know, they didn't panic. They understood that, you know, come out with a team that's been desperate to win on their home floor. They let them make their run in the first half. They made the adjustments in the second half, and you put the ball in your stars' hands to end the game, and you get good things that happen.
The only score for the Nets in double figures in the first half was Kevin Durant with 15. After that was Kyrie with 9, but then he's really started to shine in that second half. So let's take a look at some Kyrie highlights and see exactly how he was able to find his shot and his groove.
I mean, just getting rhythm shots, understanding getting to a spot. And anytime you get free throws and layups, it's going to help you with your jump shot. So, you see the back cut right here, gets another layup right here. Now he's got his rhythm. Now he's going to work. Get to the free throw line right here, another shot off the glass. These are all rhythm shots and him getting to his spot on the floor. And once he's got his rhythm, now he's just taking guys where he wants to go. Step back three right here, cash. And then we see the last play, time and time again. Once you get this confidence, any shot is good. He gets to his spot, game over.
32 points, 24 in the second half for Kyrie. Kevin Durant ends up with 28, 10 of 15 from the field. And Nick Claxton, really got to throw a spotlight on him. 15 points, 10 rebounds, and a career-high 6 block shots.
He defended the rim extremely well. He's been rebounding the ball well. And, he understands his role with this team. And he made, 5 free throws in a row, 6 free throws in a row.
Huge.
So he can do that and continue to defend the rim. He takes his defensive team to another level. He cleans up a lot of their mistakes.
So much basketball left, but when you see a game like this against a quality opponent like Toronto, and I know they lost 3 in a row coming in, what does it make you think of in terms of what this team could be in tight games like this?
Well, they're building. All this stuff is for the playoffs. All these close games, these clutch games, is understanding how to win in these type of situations. Become playoff time, they're going to need to have this in their back pocket with that confidence. And you got key contributors that are building confidence right now.
Are you talking about trust, too?
Yes, I'm talking about trust.
So is Jacques Vaughn. We're going to take a quick break here on the post-game show. We obviously have a lot more coming up. We're going to hear from Jacques Vaughn about the Nets getting this 119-116 win in Toronto. More locker room reaction as well when we come back right after this. Good to have you back on the postgame. Nets beating the Raptors 119-116. Here is your Infinity game summary. Look at what Brooklyn did in the first half. 19 and then 33 points in the first 2 quarters. 36 and 31 to close it out. Van Vliet has 39. Kyrie, 24 of his 32 in the second half as the Nets get the win. Let's hear from Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques, just to describe emotions-wise, seeing Kyrie put that shot off and how they will get going.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of smiles in the locker room. And I'm going to go back one possession, Megan, where 16 seconds on the clock, I think somewhere around there, he penetrates to the middle, hits Utah in the corner for the corner 3. And then for us to what happened was I really drew up the play for Kevin. We knew they had a timeout, a foul to give. Drew it up for Kevin. Kevin communicated that they're probably going to trap him, and so we switched Kevin and Kai. Kai was ready for it. He said he wanted it. Zipped him to the top, and he did what he does. It's unbelievable. Great shot.
You told me before during pregame that poise was going to be really, really important. How would you describe the poise that this team showed you tonight, especially with being down 18 late in the second, middle of 8 number 1, and then you have an amazing third quarter and then still fighting fourth?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think that was a huge little stretch for us to get to 10 at halftime. I thought we felt good about ourselves, that we didn't play very well. We could play harder. So then we came out in third quarter and really responded. I thought, you give awards out for different segments of the game. Nick Claxton was unbelievable in the third quarter. His ability to contain the basketball, to protect the rim for us. He contested a shot from Van Vliet at the top of the 3 and then came all the way back to rebound. So a lot of good from a lot of guys.
You talk about a lot of good. I mean, Nick ends up with 6 blocks.
Yeah.
Utah coming in, having a great shooting night against his old team. I mean, you just talk about, I guess, how many different parts had to go into getting a win this tight.
A lot, Brian. I think end of the second, I think I subbed all 5 guys out. And so we went with a new 5, which was, we hadn't done that really before. We're just trying to find guys who was ready to compete and play hard, and we finished the half going only down 10. It's tough to find the right combinations. That's going to be the equation. Seth doesn't play as much. Cam didn't play as much. We rode TJ a little bit. When Small at the end took Ben out the game, Utah hits the corner 3. So it's definitely a puzzle. I don't mind messing around with it throughout the course of the game. Great challenge. But guys are always ready to play, and that's where we want to get to. Your numbers call, be ready to play.
Jacques, you've obviously seen him do it throughout his career. What is it about Kyrie's personality that allows him to say, hey, I got it, and then take the shot and drain it?
He definitely has a inner peace and poise that you have to have at that situation to not panic. He has an innate ability to get to his spot. He wanted to rise up. He created space. with balance. And to be a guy of his size, to be able to do that against bigger guys, smaller guys, pretty innate.
It's tough to sweep any team any year, especially in 2 months. How would you describe the challenge of what you guys just accomplished?
Yeah, more than physical, Nick, the mental piece of that thing of not coming into this game, because we've seen them in different forms. And so for us to answer the bell in all those forms, and tonight, easy, Trent Jr. doesn't play at the beginning of the game, so are we going to relax even more, knowing OG's not playing? Then Van Fleet comes out and is playing unbelievable. They have a lead. How are we going to respond to that thing? So to take a team like this who is well-oiled, play hard, make you react, for us to I don't know, to get 4 games against them, pretty impressive with this group. I hope they realize how impressive that is from a mental standpoint.
What was it about their defense, or what was it about you discovered how you were playing? I mean, to be able to shoot 70%, I mean, you shot 60% for the game, but shoot 70% in the fourth quarter, where you would think buckets would be tough to come by.
Yeah, it was a little mixed bag, too. We got a dunk at the rim. We got Kai ISO. We got corner 3. I think that part of the game, they really managed. There was, we had 1 timeout to ride the last minute or so. We didn't call timeout. 3 or 4 possessions where we let the guys get in position and play. So that poise I love about it. And I think guys are getting used to playing with each other. The spacing, Yuta was in the right spot. Royce was lifted in the right spot. Knowing how Kay's going to react to different situations. The double team. TJ gets a dunk because he flashes to the right spot on the floor. So slowly but surely, Brian.
Coach, last question. Yes, this year especially, Kyrie has been criticized sometimes excessively. Do you think that all these bad words has given him even more motivation to play even better?
For Yuta?
No, for Kyrie. I mean,
for Kai?
Yeah, last year has been criticized, in my opinion, sometimes excessively. I don't know if all this stuff have given him even more motivation to play even better.
Yeah.
I don't know, what is your opinion?
I think the best thing about this game is you get to get on the floor and it's about the game. And so it turns into the ability that you have, being able to put it on showcase. There's some kid that had a chance to watch Kai for the first time tonight, family that came to the game tonight that got him a chance to see him. But these guys are so special. And they have an incredible ability to play the game of basketball. And I think that's the thing we've tried to do is when we are together and you have this uniform on, it's about basketball. And the game is a beautiful game, and these guys are playing the game that they love.
Thanks, Richard.
Got it.
Big win for the Nets and a hard-fought one. Your keys to the game. In the final 61 seconds, Devin, 5 lead changes, 1 tie, 0 missed shots. I mean, it speaks to the talent level on both of these teams and some of those big players like Barnes, Van Vliet, Kyrie, and KD, and even Watanabe stepping up.
Yeah, talking about late game execution. You know, great job with both teams really not settling, getting the shots that they want. And yeah, we got to see stars at their best, late game situations, and it was awesome to watch.
I thought he brought up a great point, too, the fact that they ended the second quarter on an 8-0 run. Made him feel good, a little bit of confidence, get within 10, and they carried that through the third quarter. Sometimes teams don't do that, but they were able to do it.
They don't, but I thought what more interesting was he went with a new 5 to end the half to really, you know, give him a different look. And I think we're talking about a team that's looked different because of the energy, I think, of their coach and the trust that they have. So, yeah, he's going to, you know, mismatch and throw guys out there, different experiments, but the guys trust him to do so. And, you know, tonight he pushed all the right buttons, and it was the right equation.
It is amazing. He was asked about this. How does, you know, Kyrie know those moments when he's got the ball, he's going to take the shot, he's got the ball, he's going to pass off and trust a Yuta Watanabe. He's in a groove right now where he finds the right decision to make.
He is, but he's got an inner piece about himself. He's been there before. He's a proven champion, but I thought even more so, we're going to throw this word out there one more time. Trust. The play was for Kevin Durant. Understanding how the defense was playing him. It's a better decision to go with Kai in that situation. He's going to have the best matchup. and it's the right success.
All right, we're going to take another break. We got more coming up. We'll have game highlights for you on the post game, more reaction as well. Big win for the Nets, 119-116 in Toronto. See you back here after this. This game going into flashback mode, take you back to 08 against the Pacers. And Devin, you're going stone cold here.
Man, just going to getting that Jerry Jack, knowing that, in that situation, there's nothing he can do. This one was a little bit different. I didn't really see the rim. It was one of those Hail Mary type of plays. I still don't know to this day how I was able to make that. But Kyrie, it's another situation. We get the ball at the top, you take a look at the clock. Great step back. I know that move well, and you get his balance underneath him. You let it fly, hold the follow through, string music. It's beautiful to see. And when you're in that moment, the time slows down. And it's like you're in your backyard, like anywhere else. And, you got the 3, the 2, the 1, and you go to your go-to move and you let it go. And it's, when you're on the road and you hear that silence in the crowd, it's no better feeling.
Yeah, but I do have to ask you this. Those 2 shots, you thought maybe Vince Carter was going to take the shot in the Pacers game, and then that half quarter, that's a little bit of a wing and a prayer because you said you couldn't even see the basket, so not so sure you practice those in the driveway, right?
I don't practice the half court, but yeah, the one at the top, though, once you get the ball, the play was for me originally, but obviously it was a breakdown, and Jarvis got the ball, he held it for a few seconds, then gave it to Vince, and Vince kind of went into attack mode, and then I stuck my hand out, was like, hey. And he gave it to me. I'm like, once I get the ball in my hands, I know what I got to do with it.
When a player, we've talked about this team having confidence right now in building that, but when Kyrie is doing that, 9 in the first half, 24 in the second half, he knew he was feeling it. What does that feel like for a player?
You're in a great space. It doesn't matter, if you struggle in the first half, you know what you have to do to get yourself going. He got to the free throw line. He got some layups. He got his rhythm. And, Kyrie's a good enough player to understand he's dynamic once he gets into his zone. And once he gets into that, we saw him start to hit step-back threes. And then Kevin Durant's like, you know what, no, let me go ahead. You got it.
All right, so let's talk a little more about Nick Claxton now in the game that he had. Double-double. He came up with a career high with 6 block shots, and he has just become an incredible force down low and around the basket.
He's starting to understand how to play with these guys and be in the right spot. He's giving that energy on every possession. He's protecting the rim. Jock said in the presser, he's contesting shots at the perimeter, coming back to help gain rebound, because you really look at it, he's the only big on the floor, a lot of the time. So he's got to protect the paint and do his job. We see the dunk right here with a little bit of frustration let out. I like those kind of plays. So show me the emotion, and when you got a guy playing with this much energy, almost a triple-double with blocks, that's winning basketball.
Yeah, so 10 rebounds as well. And one shot stood out to me. He'd made a bucket. He went down court, and the camera was isolated on him, and he was kind of talking, and his eyeballs were going everywhere, and I'm like, that's how aware he is right now of everything that's going on. He's picking up 4 or 5 things at a time, just making sure that what he's doing is on point.
And the communication, he's the backbone of the defense. It's his job to point out where everybody is, because he can see everything, and he's able to switch and do a lot of different things, so his antennas are up all the time, and when he's playing defensively that way, you got a guy like Ben Simmons, he can cover a lot of mistakes on the perimeter.
All right, we got to take another break. We got more coming up here on the post game. Again, the Nets winning at 119-116. We've heard from Jacques Vaughn. We'll get more post game reaction as well coming up. Two huge shots down the stretch tonight. Kyrie Irving finding Yuta Watanabe in the corner. That put the Nets up 116-113, and then all tied at 116. The one that ices the game-winning buzzer beater by Kyrie Irving, as he squares up, good balance, at the buzzer, wins at 119-116. Kyrie with 32 in the game. We should also mention Yuta Watanabe, 17 on 6 of 7 shooting. We talked about him on the pregame, a little spotlight on him. Spent the last 2 seasons in Toronto, logged almost 21 minutes tonight, and killed him in a variety of ways.
He did. Yuta, the shooter, proved true tonight. I think he's really starting to understand the spacing on the floor. When you got 2 guys that get a lot of attention, you're going to get open shots. And he does a great job of finding those nooks and crannies. This right here, great defensive price right here. The tap away for the dunk, really showing his defensive antennas right here. But where are you going to find him? In the corner. Kevin Durant gets double right there. Great spot right here. Another steal right here. They run the break, gives it up, gets it back. Should have been and one right here for the layup. but just showing all varieties of his game tonight. And we saw the big three right here, another trust move by Kyrie, and he is letting the Raptor fans know about it.
Yeah, when he was with them, he averaged about 11 minutes a game, didn't really see much of the court. He's getting a lot more minutes, more opportunities right now. And what does that mean? We talked about Nick Claxton kind of feeling his way and getting in a comfort zone. It seems like Utah is as well.
He is. I mean, he understands that, Kai's going to get doubled, Kevin's going to get doubled. So if I find my spot on the perimeter, and he's shooting lights out right now, leading the league in three-point percentage, and if he can do that and not be attacked so much on defense, he's going to get a lot more time on the floor.
You talked about when we heard from Jacques Vaughn, he had a completely different five on the floor at the end of the second quarter. It reminded me of what you said on the pregame about that Pacers game.
Yes.
Right? None of the starting five played. They
Right.
didn't have 8 of the players play, but those guys gained so much confidence from that. And I got to think a lot of these guys on this team, with a win like this, will do the same.
Yeah, that's how much of a team morale that was with a win like that. Guys get confidence. So when you're put in a position, hey, I've been here before. We've done this as a unit. So now the trust is there, and now you just take the shot and live with the results.
All right, so let's talk about Kevin Durant now. For him, it was kind of a tale of two halves as well. They were playing him very physical in that first half. We talked about that at halftime. But again, he's one of those guys that he just realizes you can kind of take over a game. Now this is him striping a three, and this is where he starts to find it. He just gets a matchup he likes and exploits it.
Well, the one thing that Kevin knows is there is no defense he hasn't seen. So, yeah, you maybe able to get away with it for a half, physical play. He's going to figure it out eventually and start getting to his spots. And, you're not going to shut this guy down for 4 quarters. And once he gets to his groove and gets to his spot, his length, his ability to get a shot off and create separation, that's why he's so good.
That last layup there high off the glass, how can you even defend that?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
28 points, 10 of 15 from the field, 4 rebounds. And again, you talk about Kevin Durant, and at times almost he's like a facilitator. He's feeling out the game. And again, they played very good defense on him in that first half, but things changed for him afterwards.
Yeah, he's understanding, what defenses are throwing at him, and he's taking his time, picking his chances of when to be aggressive, understanding, hey, the double team is the right play to get the ball here. But at some point in the game, you can't double team all the time. That's why the shooter has 17. That takes the pressure off the offense, and now Kevin can play one-on-one again, and, there's nobody that can stop that man one-on-one.
Time for another break. We got more coming up on the Nets post game. They win it 119 to 116, 5th straight win, and that is a season high. Well, this graphic should dazzle you. Most games with 25 or more points in Nets NBA history. Kevin Durant has 90 such games in just 119 games. That means he has scored 25 or more points in 3/4 of the games he has played with the Nets. Let's hear from KD postgame after his 28-point performance tonight.
What was your vantage point on shot? Was that play initially coming to you, and Jacques mentioned something where you said, listen, they're going to trap me, create an opportunity for somebody else?
He drew up the play for me to get that same ISO, but I just felt like Kai had it going the whole fourth. To start the fourth, he made big shots. He made tough shots all fourth. I came in there, I usually come in there about 5-6 minutes in the fourth, 7 minutes sometimes, and he already cooking, so I don't want to get in his way. So we kept finding him late in the game. He made some big shots, and I was just like, Jog, I think Kai should take this one, especially since he had Van Fleet. Not saying he's a bad defender, but they're the same size. He didn't have a 6'9" Barnes on him or a 6'5" guy on him. They had a guy that was his size, so I felt like he can get whatever he want there, and I also felt like they wasn't going to run and double him either at the top of the key because he obviously could just beat that. So they let him play one-on-one, and it was a special, special shot.
Why do you, when you've seen it throughout his career, why do you think he is so comfortable in that moment?
Just playing free. That's just who he is. He's a free spirit, and he takes that approach on the court. He never rattled. He never feels like he's sped up. and we trust him, you know. And he knew once he got into his move and pulled up for a shot, it was a wide open look. And he's a all-time great shooter. So, I had confidence that as soon as he rose up for the shot that it was going in. I'm sure everybody back in Brooklyn and all the team, everybody on the bench felt the same way.
What changed? I mean, you guys, essentially, you're down 18, and you go on this extended 35-14 run, or what have you. What was it that changed? Was it just a matter of playing harder?
Yeah, we ramped up our pressure a little bit. We got into the ball a little bit more, and I think that sped them up, and we was able to get some stops. So yeah, I think I wouldn't say we played harder. I just think we made a quick adjustment to up our pressure on the ball, our point of attack defense. We were switching out a little bit. We were switching out, closer to the ball. We wasn't playing off our man, so they can just drive around us or shoot. I just think we were aggressive in everything that we did on the defensive side, and it fed onto the offense, and we was able to get over that hump and get a lead going to the fourth.
Defensively, how big was Nick in that third quarter?
I mean, he was huge. 6 blocks. 6 blocks. I mean, he blocked their center twice at the rim, and that's tough to do. And then, so that makes everybody else a little nervous coming into the paint. So he protected it for us tonight, and we're gonna need that going forward.
How would you describe the confidence level you guys have now, 5 in a row, 9 and 10?
Yeah, I think we just figure out we kind of understand the way we want to play. And I think that's always the good part about finding your identity in the league is that now you can start relaxing a bit, going into games, preparing. When you know your role, you understand exactly how we want to play the game. So everybody's coming in more relaxed and, but also with a sense of urgency, knowing like, all right, this is what we do. This is the type of team we are. And I think we're building that every day. We always talk about just stacking them up, just keep stacking them days, and I think everything matters. So we add another game into the pot. We watch it tomorrow, see how we can get better.
Well, interesting to hear him say at the start of the media session there how he recognized that Kyrie was just feeling it in his zone, and it's like that's where the ball's got to go. I mean, I always joke when we see him, he always looks at the stat sheet like coaches look at the stat sheets, right? Yeah. Kevin Durant does that, and he realizes, almost like a coach, this is the guy we got to go to because he's feeling it.
Yeah, and that's that unselfishness, understanding how, I don't want to get in his way. He's got it going, and he can break the defense down, and it allows him to rest in certain parts of the game so he can be more fresh. And I thought it was something else, too. They're talking about, stacking up wins and understanding their identity. They figured that out now. They got through all the bad parts of the beginning of the season. Now they understand how they want to play. So there's a sense of relaxation, like, okay, we know how we can impact this game, but also understanding that, they got to bring it every night.
Kevin Durant's not just any player. He's a superstar, one of the best in the league, if not the best. What does it mean for a guy like Nick Claxton to hear him post-game praising the way he played the game?
Well, it gives him confidence. And you need that from a young player, especially who's trying to figure out how to impact the game and understanding what his role is. So if you got your superstar saying, hey, this is a great game tonight, it makes you want to bring it even more the next game.
These players are figuring out their roles. Yuta Watanabe has been doing that. We've already looked at his one shot and a game tied at 113. Let's take one more look, Devin. Oh, I'm sorry, 114-113, Toronto, but he puts Brooklyn ahead.
Kyrie, got 3 defenders, collapsing on the paint. Left-hand pass here to Yuta, the shooter. Holds it up, ice in his veins. You gotta love it.
What a night for him. 17 points for Yuta Watanabe, 6 of 7 from the field in about 21 minutes on the court. Also nailed 3s, but that was the biggest one. And those 17 points, the most since November 17th at Portland. Let's hear from him post-game with Megan Triplett.
Yuta, first, what was your reaction to seeing Kyrie knock down that buzzer beater?
Well, I feel, sorry. I feel like as soon as he took shot, like I knew that was going in. Like from the corner, I was watching it. It looks perfect, so I knew that was going in.
Jack Vaughn said what stood out to him was the play before that with 16 seconds left when Kyrie drove inside and passed it off to you in that corner 3. What did you see and how did you get to find that offensive rhythm?
Well, I just stayed in the corner because, they know I'm a good shooter. So if they don't help, Kai could have just laid up. If they help, I'm going to just corner, and that's like, my spot. So I just stay in the corner, appreciate Kai found me, gave me a great pass, and I just made a shot.
You told me during pregame that you liked the name, you did the shooter, and then you come out there and shoot like that. Was it a kind of an extra kick because you're back here, you've spent 2 years here, and you wanted to have a game like that?
Yeah, definitely. Also, like, last 2 games, I wasn't shooting well, so it was good to see my shots falling. Again, I really appreciate my teammates. Just kept telling me to shoot with the confidence. So yeah, it was a team effort.
Was that just rust after missing so much time? I mean, the last couple of months?
Yeah. I mean, I missed like 10 or whatever games, 3 weeks. Yeah, I felt a little rusty, but you know, it's part of basketball, and I can make excuse for that. So you know, being out for like 1 game, 3 weeks, it doesn't matter. I still gotta do my job. So, like I say, it was good to see my shots are falling tonight.
And the play where Kyrie found you, I mean, initially it was supposed to go to Kevin, and then they changed it to go to Kyrie. I mean, obviously Kyrie had the ball in his hands. What was the actual play? I mean, in other words, was it just a clear out for him, or was it?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I think our first action was go to K and just, you know, giving the ball, yeah. And like I said, it didn't work. So Kai got the ball. He just drove. I was wide open. He found me, and he gave me a great pass.
What changed for this group? You know, it looked as if the momentum was swinging the Raptors' way majority of that first half, and then you guys were able to go on that 8-0 run and then have a third quarter to come out to keep it close and have a good game. What changed for you guys, and what was the message during halftime?
Well, in the halftime, we were talking about, you know, we weren't like playing hard enough. I mean, we've been winning these 4 games because we were playing hard. But today, first half, we won. So we're just talking each other like, you know, we gotta play harder, play with a purpose, and that's what we did in the second half. So it was a great win.
What's it like playing with somebody who can create that much space for you and for the other guys?
I mean, everything easier for me, you know, because I think all the corner threes I made tonight, I was just standing there. Like, I wasn't moving, or I wasn't like finding a spot. As soon as we got the ball, I just ran to the corner. I was wait, and then they gave me great passes. So, you know, I'm really glad they were my teammates.
Was that a game plan that you guys saw early and just like keep doing it, or was it just that's how it worked out?
Which one?
You getting to the corner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what I do. Just because we have like so many guys that can create with like one-on-one. That's not my job. So if I can stay corner, they know I'm a good shooter. So they're not gonna leave me, and you know, that create space for them. So if they don't leave, they can just attack. If they leave me, I'm wide open and just make shot. Simple basketball.
It's so easy.
It is.
Meantime, Nick Claxton had a great game as well. 6 nets in double figures tonight. Nick had 15 points, also had 10 rebounds, and a career high with 6 block shots. Very good and very active defensively. Here he is with the media and Megan.
I want to talk to you about Kyrie in that last shot. I mean, I saw the joy. You jumped off that bench and ran straight over to him.
That was amazing, man. I knew if he got the opportunity to knock a shot down, he was going to do it. He had a little breakdown on the defensive end, so I just had a really strong feeling. He got the ball in a good spot. It was one-on-one, and he did what he does.
What was said in that huddle as you guys were all swarming him? Because I could tell that there was something going on.
Just hyping him up. We know who he is. We know what he's done in the past, but you know, moments like this, you just can't take them for granted. And it was definitely a special night to be a part of.
It was a special night for you, too. You just told me that was an easy day. Well, a double-double and a career high 6 blocks. What allowed you to be so effective and be that protector at the rim?
I think it was just me just being me. Honestly, I feel like I'm one of the best defenders in the league. I feel like I should be in the talk for Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like I haven't been getting the respect I deserve. We've been winning. My numbers are good. Been protecting the rim guard 1 through 5. So just me being me, doing what I do, bringing that energy, and it's great for the team.
And with that energy, because you did bring it, especially there in the third quarter, and that's something that Jock Vaughn said stood out to him. What changed for this group to allow you guys to be so effective in that third, to kind of change how this game went?
Well, we came out kind of flat in the first half, for sure, myself included. And we know if we wanted to win the game, we had to come out and really hit them in the mouth. So all 5 guys were locked in, and that carried us throughout the game.
What is it like to step out here on this court with this group every single night? Because you told me a couple of games ago that this team is just having fun. How has that just grown?
It feels good. Like you said, it's a lot of fun. Everybody has fun when you're winning. And it's a lot of fun coming out here getting wins, and just can't take these moments for granted.
How good does it feel to hear that you guys swept this series, especially to do that in such a short period of time? You beat them 4 times.
Feels good. Toronto, they played extremely hard, but we came out and beat them 4 times, so it always feels good to whip up on a team like that.
Let's take a break here on the postgame. More coming up. After this, we will hear from Kyrie Irving. This was the game winner. Nets 119-116. Kyrie's coming up next.
Gets it into Irving. 2 seconds left. Irving stops, takes, and hits. Kyrie Irving delivers the victory.
Kyrie Irving ices this game and wins it as the final clock expires. Last 4 game-winning buzzer beaters for the Nets. Kyrie did it. Brook Lopez got to go back more than 5.5 years. Randy Foye in 2016 and Joe Johnson of that same year. And I think the last shot and then what happened after that speaks volumes. The way his teammates piled on him, the sheer joy of winning 5 in a row, but playing like they're playing right now.
Yeah, they're a team that's really, coming together. They're understanding their identity, and they're not panicking in situations. Kyrie made a defensive mistake just that possession prior, not switching out and allowing young fella to get to the free throw line and come out, okay, you know what, I'm going to make up for that with a shot like that. And just to watch him create space, it's just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, they're just playing ball, no distractions right now. Let's hear from Kyrie post-game with the media.
What was your vantage point on that last play? I guess initially it was called for Kevin, and then they kind of changed it up and put the ball in your hands.
Just comes with the trust that we're building here. Jock had a play call that we were about to go execute, and me and Kay had some dialogue, and we decided to run the play for me. Good matchup versus Fred, and just got the better of him that one time. Who would have thought that I'd come into Toronto, hit my first game winner buzzer beater of my NBA career? So, pray that there's more in the future, but I'm glad that we got this win.
Kyrie, what is it about those situations, like, because you've done it throughout your career, that you're so comfortable with?
I think that's the thing. I'm not really comfortable. I just want to be great in those situations, and I failed more than I've succeeded. So you could say anything you want about me not hitting shots in the past, but the one time when you step up and make it, then those are the ones you want to remember, and especially when you're going against a great team like the Raptors and, season series, and we're going to see them down the line, hopefully, later in the season or in the playoffs. So, these wins matter, but obviously the best team is judged, in April, May, and June. So momentary praise is cool, but still trying to get
Well, Kyrie mentioned the season series. The Nets won all 4 games. Again, that sort of weird scheduling quirk where they did it in 2 months, Devin. But that's a big thing to do against a quality team like the Toronto Raptors. And I found it very candid there, him saying he's not really comfortable in those moments, but he wants to be great.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's necessarily comfortable, but you have the confidence to take the shot. And, it's the times where you don't succeed that makes you want it that much more. So when you do, like you said, those are the moments that you remember. And I didn't realize this was his first buzzing beating. I mean, he's made a lot of big shots in his career, but to have the first one in Toronto speaks volumes.
Isn't that wild? The Nets again winning at 119-116. Time to hear from Ben Simmons post-game. See what he has to say.
Ben, tell me what went through your mind when you saw Kyrie and that shot go off.
It looked like from as soon as it left his hand, it was going in. I was just praying it went in a little bit more. But no, we had a play. We switched it up last minute. Kai came off. He was open 2 times in a row. And then he's Kai, man. Just let him go to work. Let him do his thing. So, you know, he had a great look, great move. Yeah, it's a trust.
The reaction's also priceless when you watch it back and you see how you guys lit up and you guys ran over and swarmed him.
I think we kind of took it. You know, we were down, so we tried to take the game, and that's what we had to do. We fought back. We were relentless the whole time, and we trusted in each other. So I think, you know, it was a huge win. Trust. There you go.
And another word that Jacques Vaughn has used is the word poise. You guys were able to see that tonight, especially to be down, like you mentioned, and have a third quarter like you did. How have you guys been able to maintain that poise, especially throughout these last couple of games?
Just knowing, you know, there's going to be a numerous amount of things that will affect the game, whether it's calls, whether it's, you know, guys in foul trouble, whatever it is. Just staying focused and being poised throughout that whole game. Obviously, there's a couple times where Kevin was getting frustrated. We just let him know he's good and just keep playing.
When you have a situation, I mean, when you guys were down with 18, going an extended 35 before run, was that a matter of playing harder or picking up ball pressure, or what? You know, what kind of changes this?
I don't know. It's basketball. It's a little bit of everything. The intensity you play with, guarding the ball, rebounding, doing little things. So I think it's a bunch of things that, you know, for us that we need to do every game. But we put ourselves in the hole and we got ourselves out.
I know when you're winning, you're having fun, but can you just describe how much fun this time has been for this group?
It's been a lot of fun. You know, just seeing this team come together and build. Each game has been great. So, you know, we've got a lot more games to go and looking forward to it.
Well, on Sunday night, the Nets will finish their 4-game road trip when they pay a visit to the Pistons at Little Caesars Arena. Coverage on Yes and the Yes app begins at 5:30 with the FanDuel pregame. Going back to October of 2018, Brooklyn has won 10 of its last 12 matchups against Detroit. I don't think they're looking at that historical track record. Maybe they're looking at the opponent, which, if you think about it, could be a trap game. Unless you allow that to happen, it doesn't seem like the way the Nets are playing that they would ever allow that to happen.
No, not in this stretch right now. 5 wins in a row, coming into a situation where they've beaten teams that they're supposed to, and they're playing with poise and maturity. And what's the word of the day? Trust.
Well, yes. Did you hear somebody said it to Ben Simmons, and he even picked that up?
Absolutely.
So how should this team be approaching things like they are right now? Like, there are no distractions, Devin. Right now, they're just playing basketball, and does a team even wonder, like, when's it going to end?
No, you just, you know, you attack each situation, you stay in the moment, and you have fun with your teammates. That right now, when they're winning, they're keeping it simple. We said you to the shooters. It's simple basketball. I stay in the corner, I let them attack, and everybody understands what their role is. You know, Claxton had a great game defensively. He's seeing things on the floor. Ben Simmons is playing a lot better right now. Kai's back into his groove. So when they're hitting on all cylinders like this, we're seeing what this team is capable of doing.
We're also seeing, as we talk about with other teams that have a lot of success, consistency.
Yep.
They're guys on the court. They're spending more minutes together. Ben Simmons is getting a little more playing time. They're trying to ramp him up a little bit more. And I think that's important for this team to kind of figure out not only just how they're playing together, but that they're trusted, again, with those minutes.
Yeah, and they're understanding how to play with one another. That's one thing, you know, it's one thing to be on the floor, but you start to build those minutes, you understand, you know, what Kyrie's going to do in certain situations and where to cut and where to be, and all that's coming up with playing time and playing with one another, and you got a coach that's bringing the energy and players are respecting it. It's all good recipes.
All right, get the win tonight. Big win, buzzer beater, adrenaline's flowing through the veins. You even thinking about Detroit right now?
No, you want to enjoy this one, and you watch it tomorrow, fix the mistakes, and then you attack them again on Sunday.
Oof, there are going to be a lot of good things that they can see when they look at the video of this one. Devin and I thank you for joining us. Everybody at Yes, thanks you for joining us. Big win. Hope you enjoyed the game. Nets win at 119-116. We will see you Sunday at 5:30 when the Nets play the Pistons in Detroit. Until then, take care.
Yeah, hey, yeah. They gon' have to build statues in honor. KD, that's a man's champ. The Nets get it done the Brooklyn way. We ain't backing down.